Could one person run $1 million business with AI? Not a science fiction company, not a startup with 100 engineers. A real small business, one founder, a handful of AI systems, and almost no traditional middle layer. That question is becoming much less hypothetical. In 2026, AI is already moving into small businesses. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation found that half of small business workers now use AI at work. OpenAI estimates that at least 4 million people in the United States used ChatGPT in March 2026 to help plan, start, run, or grow a business. And a separate QuickBooks study of more than 34,000 small and mid-sized business owners found that AI use has become widespread across the US, Canada, the UK, and Australia. But there is an important distinction. Most businesses are not replacing entire teams with autonomous agents. They are using AI to make existing people faster. So let's run an experiment. Imagine a small B2B company trying to reach $1 million in annual revenue. Traditionally, even a relatively small company might need people handling sales, marketing, customer support, operations, finance, and research. Now imagine that instead of hiring a person for every repetitive function, the founder builds a small AI workforce. Not 10 humanoid robots, just software systems connected to the company's workflow. The first one is a research agent. It finds potential customers, analyzes competitors, and summarizes market information. The second is a marketing agent. It turns research into content, newsletters, social posts, and campaign ideas. The third is a sales assistant. It researches leads, prepares personalized outreach, and updates the CRM. The fourth handles customer support. It answers routine questions, categorizes requests, and escalates unusual cases. Another system monitors invoices, cash flow, and financial information, and another can help with internal operations. Suddenly, one founder is no longer doing every task personally. The founder becomes the manager of a digital workforce. But here's where the story gets interesting. The question is not whether AI can perform these individual tasks. It can. The harder question is whether these tasks can be connected into a reliable business system. Because an AI that writes an email is useful. An AI that researches a customer, writes the email, sends it, updates the CRM, follows up, and reports the result is much more valuable. That is the shift from AI as a tool to AI as part of an organization. And small businesses may be particularly interesting here. Let's be careful here. We are not claiming AI employees cost $50 a month. The real comparison is not AI versus humans as a binary. It is about where human time creates the most value. In a traditional small company, the founder or early hires spread themselves across every function. In an AI-assisted model, the repetitive portion of each function is handled by systems. Humans concentrate on the parts where judgment, relationships, and accountability matter. That changes the cost structure not because AI is free, but because the same number of humans can operate at a larger organizational scale. But there is another side to the story. Awareness of AI agents is high. A 2026 Bluehost study of 350 U.S. small businesses found that 79% of owners know about AI agents. Only 16% have actually deployed one. Why the gap? Because knowing about a tool and running it inside a real business are different problems. The hard parts are workflow, context, trust, integration, and accountability. And government data paints an even more cautious picture. The U.S. Census Bureau found that across all U.S. businesses, actual AI usage hovered between 17 and 20% through early 2026. AI does not eliminate management. It creates a new management problem. Someone still has to define the goal, check the output, decide what the company should do, and take responsibility when the system gets it wrong. That means the future may not be one person replacing 10 people. It may be one person managing 10 different digital systems, while concentrating human effort on the work machines still struggle with: sales relationships, strategy, negotiation, judgment, trust, capital allocation, and decisions where the cost of being wrong is high. So can one person really run $1 million business with AI? Possibly. But the more interesting question is not whether one person can replace 10 employees. It is whether one person can operate a company with the capabilities that previously required a much larger organization. That is a very different idea. AI may not eliminate the company. It may eliminate some of the organizational layers between the founder and the work. And if that happens, the economics of small business could change dramatically. The next competitive advantage may not simply be having more employees. It may be knowing how to organize humans and machines into one operating system. This is beyond perception. We look at the economics behind AI, business, and technology. If you want to see what happens when we actually build this kind of AI workforce, subscribe, because the next experiment is going to be much more practical.